Alrighty, I'm back. So, oh, my camera's not. Let me get my camera right. I got this Brio. I think I forgot what it is, but it's super like loose. Like it has like a magnetic thing on it, and it's really sensitive. And it has like a cord that goes down, and the cord influences where it points to. So, a little bit of a design. Like it'd be nice to be able to lock it. Maybe there's a way of locking it. I just haven't looked into it enough. But anyways, we finished. We got a. I see I want to implement this now. So, all right. So okay. Again, we got. This is where like the dog fooding is a little confusing because, like, I don't know if this is part of the bug I'm working on. I think it is, but I don't think we've implemented this yet. So we're still, hopefully we'll have a fix for this coming soon. So I'm going to leave this here and just to kind of demonstrate it. But all right, so the boundary management should only be in the binary. The skill should never be responsible for boundary insertion. Here's why. So we're going to have to get a little meta with this now because boundary insertion is deterministic. It's the same operation every time. Remove stale, insert new at the end of the exchange. No LM reasoning needed. Multiple write paths. Agent doc write stream is called from the skill workflow. Agent doc run, agent doc stream, and the watch daemon all need boundaries. Only the skill path currently does step 1B. Okay, so I guess the stream is called from these. Wait, it's called from the skill workflow. Agent doc run, agent doc stream, and watch daemon all need. Okay, so maybe this is the only one that I don't know what this means. So presumably we might fix these. I don't know, but this should fix things. Maybe more things than I'm originally intending. But all right, so the stale boundary bug proves this. When a non-skill path triggers a file, stale boundaries cause wrong ordering because step 1B wasn't called. Okay. The write design. Agent doc write stream should remove stale boundaries from the baseline. Insert a fresh boundary at the end of the exchange of the baseline. Apply patches at the new boundary. Reinsert the boundary at the end after patching. Step 1B should remove from skill MD. Agent doc boundary in CLI command. So I guess I wonder, I'm kind of curious when it is yesterday. Is this like, this must be an insertion. Ugh. So it was inserted? Or? Oh god. Yes, so it was like we did an insertion and strangely enough we did quite a jump here. I don't know why. Did we really release 9 versions? I don't know. I don't know. I need to get out of here. So yeah, so yeah, I'm not really sure. So all right. Yes, it should only be in the binary. The skill should never be responsible for binary insertion. Here's okay. So yeah, we inserted it yesterday. I think probably as I was doing a bug fix. That's probably where I got the whole agent boundary. I was doing some improvements on that, and that's probably where the skill came in. So yes, and let's review why the meta design principle, why the design principle of binary for deterministic operations was not followed. Shoot. Oh, JetBrains, please fix this. Deterministic. Okay. Okay. So I'm kind of curious why we didn't follow our design pattern here. Was this an issue with was this a failure? Was this a failure to identify a decision of binary versus, I don't know what to call it, agentic? Operation to identify this feature as a potential binary versus agentic operation, or a failure to correctly assign binary versus agentic operation. Okay. Oh yeah, we also got this issue, but hopefully we'll fix that with our update here. But so we'll do a implementation plus a meta review. Okay, so we jump down. So this is part of the skill right now, going to the stream. Hopefully we implement it too, because I don't want to have to do more back and forth with. Well, I don't know. Maybe we should stick on the meta until we figure out why things failed. So here's like another thing is I could go like off and start to automate, the full cycle of design and have this thing, create a virtual team or an agentic team to a company, agentic company to create their agent doc product and do all the stuff there. But first of all, you kind of like, I feel like I'm really thinking about this as an algorithm, not like a artificial intelligence, I guess, because artificial intelligence is, for me, a little bit of a ephemeral term. It kind of changes according to the culture and the market, I guess. So I'm really treating this as an algorithm, as maybe a non-deterministic algorithm, or like a probabilistic algorithm. And we're in a probabilistic space here, and we're going to reach a certain outcome of n dimensions, and all the dimensions are, of course, the tokens or the possibility space of possible solutions, I guess. So I think that I don't want to get too much into automating things I don't really understand yet, and I don't think, maybe we'll never even understand this, but we can get a better understanding if we kind of stay close to the metal a bit and spend our time interacting and dogfooding this process. I feel like that is a way of having alignment with the system more easily than just being abstracted away and letting it run on its own for a while. And I'm not saying there isn't a place to do that, but I wonder what is going to get created. So I think if you can specify quantitative conditions and you do it very good, you do it in a way where it's not going to cheat, and and you might have to iterate to figure out how to make it, I guess, cheat proof, the quantifiable scores, the conditions that it's going to quantify against, then yes, by all means, use your evolutionary approach. And I think there's definitely a place for evolutionary algorithms, which essentially that is what it is. It's, even though we're like running agentic companies, it's essentially an evolutionary algorithm, because you have criteria, quantifiable criteria, that you are trying to go into your search space of all possible outcomes and find the most maximum, um, you know, score, or your maxima, basically, given the amount of time and processing power that you throw at it. Because you could still hit a local maxima, you know, even if you throw like 1,000 years of computation at it, you can still, essentially, depending on the problem space, you could still hit a local maxima, and there's a global one somewhere else that hasn't been searched yet, and you can do probably a pretty good job of partitioning out and searching all sorts of different areas within the space. But if it's a large enough space with large enough dimensionality and all that, oh look, 1B is gone, cool, then if it's infinitely large, for example, then you have an infinitely small chance of hitting the global maxima. So you're gonna intelligence is actually pretty good at navigating this stuff, at least having a decent outcome. I'm not saying it's going to always have the best outcome, but if it's intelligent enough, it'll be better than random. But it may also have bias, which makes it worse than random at finding global maxima too. So sometimes you gotta have that psychedelic trip of randomness, I guess, and your ceremony of randomness to let God's divine will come down and inspire a different direction, perhaps. Or I'm not saying it has to be psychedelic. It could be spiritual intervention, the Holy Spirit, the whatever mechanism, prayer, meditation, all that. It's tuning in with the universe. God's consciousness ultimately is what it is. So whatever mechanism is irrelevant. It's more of tapping into the source energy there. So sometimes you need that divine intervention kind of stuff to really get past local maxima. And I think that's kind of important to recognize. So you can still throw all your agentic companies at a problem space, but if it's a large enough space, it's like you're throwing 30,000 different things at it, and you're going to get, yes, chances are you're going to get a better outcome, but than just doing one random evolutionary algorithm. But sometime I guess it really depends. You also might just be defining the problem wrong from a quantifiable standpoint, which then you're overfitting for the wrong thing. So I feel like that's kind of what we're exploring, is what the fit is. And there's a lot of qualitative stuff too, because a lot of it is actually using the product. And I feel like there's a lot of qualitative aspects to it as well as quantitative, but I haven't identified the quantitative yet. I haven't defined what is quantifiably good. I'm just kind of going all qualitative right now and all anecdotal right now. And at some point we might want to switch over. But I'm not. But I'm overly suspicious. I'm a little suspicious of defining what the numbers are too soon, because if you're wrong, you're just being more efficiently wrong. So yeah, anyways, yeah, so you can always change it, of course, not saying you can't learn from it, but I feel like I want to maximize my qualitative experience, which is me working with this and seeing how it feels to me. So yeah, anyways, but if we have different criteria, then yes, of course, go towards that. But this is currently my project, so, and I'm working with it, and I'm dog fooding it, so I am the criteria right now. So, but it may change. If I get a job somewhere or whatever, then there'll be different criteria, and it'll probably be quantitative, as well as qualitative too, but it'll have more quantitative aspects to it. So, yeah. All right, so boundary moved to binary, why it wasn't. All right, so implemented boundary management is now fully binary owned. Override patches, apply patches with overrides, now does remove all stale boundaries from doc. Insert fresh boundary at the end of exchange. Apply patches at the new boundary. Post patch. Reinsert boundary at end. Okay. Alright. So I basically just want to test this out. A failure period or bypass the skill when adding terms and questions. Will all write paths need this? If yes, it belongs in the binary. That's that's legit. That's a good heuristic. Binary installed. Next cycle uses the new binary. No step 1 be needed. Okay. So I guess we're doing this, so let's verify. So verify the behavior. Let's do a audit docs. Add add behavior to spec MD. Add binary behavior. Add decision. For binary behavior to spec MD. Add heuristic. Add lesson, or where is lesson applied? Should it be applied to spec MD? Save audit docs for later. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, let's run this. So I think we're testing this now. I think we already did this. Pretty sure we're on 210 plus. Yep, we're on 210. I'll just delete that. Oh, I should have, I guess we should verify, before claiming that the JB plugin is out of date, we should verify that the plugin is out of date by calling via inspection. So you gotta be like really like nitpicky sometimes, and that's kind of also what I like Agent Doc for, is it allows you to be really nitpicky about all the little things, because you can just like go down go down the response, nitpick every little thing. And yes, I have been there have been some misses with what got picked up, but I think that with these latest changes that as of yesterday, with committing the agent doc and then getting the actual diffs, and then I'm not sure. See, I think we lost the whole track as well of what we saved, the snapshots. So that got lost. So maybe I should circle back on that. I do think we do lose some things. So I obviously don't want to lose any things. I want the LLM, I want us to track things. And I think that the patch, that we do snapshots might be noise in the context, which causes us to lose track of things more often than we should. So, all right. So the last write log show pre blah 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 blah. The binary handles boundary insertion automatically. No one's if needed. Spec with boundary life cycles okay. Free insertion invariant user prompts always before the response. Design principle when adding deterministic operations, ask with all write paths, will all write paths need this? If yes, it belongs in the binary. IPC boundary patch watcher reloads from disk. Okay. All right. So we just updated the spec. So we got our design principle. We got our invariant user prompts always before response, pre-patch cleanup, fresh installation, insertion, patch application, post-patch. Okay. So I think it's just describing those steps. IPC boundary, patch watcher reloads from disk. Okay. Maybe I should do a quick inspection. All right, so invocation. All right, I'm not. Do we do agent doc submit? That's not even a command. we call run. All right. But this is like a level 1 H1, so I'm not sure why I think we started off with agent doc submit, and then I quickly renamed it agent doc run, but we never lost agent doc submit. So yeah, I haven't been on top of the spec. So all right, documents UI preserve, show progress, maintain session, workflow, pre-flight checks, detect claim, auto update skill, recover orphan responses, check claims log. But even though I haven't been like explicitly organizing this, been really hands off, it's been pretty decent other than like some edge cases. So I would say the process is doing well, of at least the brute force process does okay. And now on top of the brute force process, we can add a little bit more intelligent, I guess, review. But I don't want to, I think I'll come back after this video and review everything, or this could be its own video maybe, but because I want to get to the end of this. Hopefully we can get this bug squashed. It's been a while. So yeah, this is okay. All right. Let's see. So we got some stale stuff. We got this over here. So I think ultimately we want to know if things worked. So verify header. Okay. We call audit docs, but I think the binary didn't work. It seems that the binary, the agent doc deterministic moving of agent boundary did not work, did not complete, or did not work. see the current state. So we have an uncommitted state here, which, yeah, I don't think we did a commit. See the current state versus the, I don't think we do a commit. It doesn't seem like we did a commit, because if we undo this, we lose all that. So committed state, it seems that we never did an initial, we never committed, or, well, yeah, it's just incorrect. We never committed the part, the patch response above the agent boundary, and we never moved agent boundary below the user prompt, the human prompt. Okay. We'll see if we pick this up. Uh-oh, we never updated. There we go. I should have checked. No, yeah, we are there. So the skill never updated. Interesting. Okay, so we gotta compact this. So let's do this. Right, I always forget. We have to compact to update our skill. Okay, so back here, let's compact this. I wonder if we should also auto compact. See, yeah, I kind of don't think so. I think we should have the warning though, and it did have the warning here. So I saw that you requested me to compact the session, the agent session, to load the skill updates. I want to remember to only have head document head in the context, remove snapshot behavior, remove old snapshots from context window. Okay, so saw that you requested me to compact the agent session to load the skill update. Can we have this be part of our current behavior, skill behavior? Can we prompt the user to run compact to update the skill via a question? And then also we had another issue, which is it seems you lost track of my inquiry to I want to revive this feature Okay. Let's just run this and see what happens. I don't know if I'm overloading. I might be, but c'est la vie. As long as I can remember, as long as I hold it in this context here, you know, we'll have a will to make it happen. I guess this is where the agent company, I can have the manager agent make sure that this happens. Like single-mindedly make sure that maybe each feature could have a certain agent, and we'll have like the feature advocate agent, which will make sure it happens, even, you know, no matter what, basically. All right, so I'll get rid of the comment. I don't need it anymore. Yeah, so anyways, it definitely should prompt, and I guess that would be a skill, something to add to skill. All right, so we're getting there. Yeah, I do have it in PyCharm, so yeah, that would be out of date. Maybe that's what it picked up on, was PyCharm, and sort of associated with IntelliJ, which is what I'm running. Yeah, this is kind of what's kind of cool about, you know, LLMs, is that you have all this complexity. Like this would be, you know, like a non-trivial conditional set of conditionals or configurations to unpack and to have to drive development wise, but you know, the whole agent loop, you kind of flatten this concern a lot, so it becomes, you know, just part of language, and you talk about it, and then you can, obviously you might have like logically speaking, the implementation might have, you know, a tree, or, you know, like a graph of an algorithmic graph, or, you know, program, obviously, but you can talk about it and drive the behavior that way. I should have asked why. Why did you lose track of the single head document snapshot in context memory, context window? Would having only one head document snapshot and no previous version document snapshot in context window induce less probability of forgetting multiple, you know, forgetting threads or task threads. I guess I should, I don't know what to call it. All right, so, okay, this is a big one. Hopefully we can fan this one in a little bit, because it's getting pretty big. All right, we verified, yes, you're right. Okay, so I would want, shoot, it did all in one shot. Like, we should also be really incremental about putting stuff in. So this response patch should have occurred as soon as the agent session processed, you know, as soon as the agent session generated the response. As a design principle, I want agent doc to be interactive to be responsive to incremental updates. We should responsively update with discrete topics yeah. Okay, so boundary ordering still broken, root cause found. The git diff confirms user prompts are being reordered after the agent response, diagnose root cause. Flush to document forces mode override, which bypasses boundary aware open boundary path entirely. The response mode discards all. Okay, so this is probably where we're a little sloppy with the code. And replaces with just the response. CODT merge then reintegrates the lost user prompts, but at the position. Okay, so let's yes, this feels this is this code sloppy? Are we is the call graph well defined and understood? All right. Skill auto update. Yes, currently skill print skill update and run compact to and stops. You're asking if we can make this more interactive, and Cloud Code model skill can't wait for user input. It runs and completes, but we could use ask user question to create a prompt and stop pattern. Yes, this is more visible. Yes. Okay, go. Yes. Okay, document head context reviving your future. You want to load only the current head full snapshot, which is a 90% identical, wasting context tokens. Agent.diff, binary command outputs only. So we okay, so snapshot, structured diff, that skill would be read snapshot creates against diff, wastes context comparing to read running.diff, reads diff, responds and changes directly. We and one 2n instead of 2n we use 1 tokens for saving per cycle. Can we only track the head and adjacent diffs instead? I don't know if this is correct, because I mean I'm asking because I mean, or so do we need time, or do we need versioning, the versioned diffs in the context window, or can we rely on external tools such as Git or the snapshot diffs to get the version diffs as needed? Can we only track the head and adjacent diffs in the context window instead? This this would allow for robust verif of the context head of the head document in context versus the document on disk. Can we, and I'm assuming that we can purge the old stuff. So what the disk would include added lines with surrounding context for position, modify lines, old and new, deleted lines, section, headers for orientation, and context after blah blah blah. Deterministic. Okay, so verify behavior, odd docs. It seems this is all okay. I don't see the boundary anymore. I think we lost the boundary. Shoot, so we're kind of screwed right now. We lost the boundary. And why? Shoot, so we just released a totally buggy version. That sucks. Okay, so we lost the boundary. Yeah, I need to get better at testing this. Or wait, did we release? I don't know if we released. I think we did release. Yeah. Okay, so we lost the boundary. Why? And then I guess write tests to reproduce conditions. Oh god, so we might have to do some iteration to get back to our old state, because, well, we'll see. It seems to have identified some issues, so, but I'm kind of asking for a refactoring here too, so definitely feels sloppy. I'm sure if I look at the code, it's going to be sloppy. All right, so let's see what, I guess I should look at it. So flush the document. Shoot. Oh, that's all right, what's going on here? Oh, God. Replace mode bypasses. Okay, I'm in pending. So root cause found. Okay, so I think that's what we're doing right now. Should not use replace mode for exchange. Yeah, we should be using. Right. We should probably be using the CRDT, right? Let me just ask this as a follow-up, just to kind of get it in there. Should use the CRDT approach. Because I think we just implemented not using CRDT, but that might have been because we put this behavior in the side of the skill, because I was vibe coding and I didn't pay attention. So yeah, I guess kind of as a lesson, I should definitely, I've been playing this really fast and loose, so I'm just trying to get stuff out there, just trying to get it working, get the feature I want in there. It seemed to work, but we went down the wrong path. We took the wrong step to get the feature to work, and now we're backtracking to get down the right path, which is the binary path. So what I probably should do is I need discipline in making sure that the binary versus skill determination is correct. And ideally we'll have this as an agent or in skill, but I want, this is kind of, I'm kind of like not fully trusting what's in skill right now. It is great when it works, but I'm not 100% like betting it all on skill working. And it seems like from other people are saying it doesn't always work. It's more of a suggestion, not a rule. So I have to figure out how to, because it's a suggestion, I feel like we're going to need to have human intervention, or at least humans watching this in the short term, at least, until, and then until it can either become like a binary rule, like a deterministic rule, or it can okay. Well, let's see what happened here. So it's still going, so maybe we're writing this as we do this. All right, so incremental update. So we are we doing incremental updates? A skill should checkpoint flush section as it's generated, not batch everything at the end. Yes. Thank you for agreeing with me. The skill already supports this. Streaming checkpoints. I should be using it more consistently. This cycle I'm writing. Okay, so now I wonder if this should be a binary. Should this be part? Oh no. Oh, that was rough. I think in that case, the CRDT. Oh god, did it by the cursor. That's not good. Man, it's kind of broken now. The CRDT got messed up. So, issue. The CRDT, or the replace, I don't know, it acted from the cursor and not from the end of the current exchange of the agent exchange. Since I was writing an inline reply, an inline prompt, the response patch was placed in line at my current cursor position. Why was this due to the document not having a agent boundary? Do we currently have one? No, we don't. We still don't. Damn it, we still don't have one. By the way, we still don't have an agent boundary. Need one. Okay. But I guess we are testing. Yeah, we're testing this. So I don't want to tell it to do something. I want to inquire, why is it not doing this? And then maybe it's realize the issues it has, and there could be robustness issues too. So all right. So should flush a document use CRDT? No, CRDT is for concurrent edits. Agent plus, well, I beg to differ now, because but case in point, shoot, this is all messed up because this should have been committed and now it's not committed. All right, so let's do this. Should this be? I don't even remember what I was writing here. So should this be? I don't want. I see. I'm a little scared to just start writing here because it might think this whole thing is. I think it's gonna lose it because it hasn't committed this. So it's actually in a really messed up state right now. So maybe I should just simplify this and just write this at the bottom. And what happened here? Crazy. Look at that. Okay. Oh my god. So it did commit it in the right place, but then it did an uncommitted state totally wrong. Oh my god. What is going on? Okay, so issue the replace so the agent response okay. I think we gotta set this story up a little bit better. So okay, issue. I was writing inline prompt. I was writing an inline prompt. The replace, so I would say the patch, the response patch committed the response to the end of her. At the end of the agent exchange, which is correct behavior. However, the uncommitted, however the agent response or the response patch content was moved from the bottom of agent exchange to the cursor location, leaving the uncommitted state to have the agent doc. I mean, I guess the move is to a cursor location. I'll say this should be clear enough. To replace active. Okay, and the my cursor location. So why? Was this due to the document not having agent boundary? By the way, we still don't have an agent boundary. Why not? Okay. You can see, okay, I can say you can see the current state of the document with git, with the git head and git diff. All right, so let's just run this. Oh shoot, I had like 5 different freaking things. Oh man, this is madness. Okay. Hopefully we're gonna keep on tracking this, but I know we're doing all our diffs and we're not doing diffs yet. We're still tracking full snapshots in the context, so we might lose it again or fire. So we need to like really solidify this in the behavior, because I could have sworn that we did like do the diff behavior, but somehow we lost it and we're doing full snapshots now. So yeah, it's a little slippery. Okay, let's see what happens. So oh my god, we still don't have, like, what the hell is going on? What happened? Two separate issues. Response mode from bottom to cursor position. The response is correctly omitted at the end of exchange by agent doc write, but then the JB's plugin IPC patch placed their cursor. Oh, so we probably gotta update our. Okay. The uncommitted state shows the response moved up from the bottom after your question. This is the IPC write path 1 through 6 we identified. The plugins document API inserts at the cursor location when applying the patch, not the boundary or the end of exchange. The binary wrote it correctly to disk. The plugin then helpfully reorganized it in memory. Oh, lovely. The IPC patch JSON does not include position relative to the boundary. The plugin just applies patch content to the component, and for append mode, it appends to whatever cursor state the editor has. When editing in line, the cursor's caret position. Okay, so this is wrong. This is incorrect. In append mode with no agent boundary, we should assume that agent boundary is at the we should always place an agent boundary. I think this is what we should do. Like, make sure all paths follow this. Add to spec.md. Okay, so okay. The write log showed insert in exchange. The binary did insert an agent boundary. Oh god! But the boundary was consumed by the patch application. That append they use it insertion point removes it. The post patch reinsertion check looked in the incoming document which had no boundary from the previous cycle's same bug. Since the original doc has no boundary, the patch skipped the reinsertion. This is Snowball thing. Once the cycle loses the boundary, okay. So my whole thing here is irrelevant. So we need to make this robust. This is a snowball effect. Once the cycle loses the boundary, the cycle also loses it because the original pad boundary finds nothing. The pre-patch insertion creates one. The patch consumes it. The post-patch doesn't reinsert because the check fails. The fix is what we already designed. Original had boundary should check document type, not content. Post-patch always reinserts boundary at the end of exchange for template mode documents, regardless of what the incoming doc had. This is one line fix. Okay, so I guess yes. I'll trust you here. And let me also I guess I'll just add yes, and hopefully it'll pick this up, even though this is all a big diff now because we're messed up. Lost boundary diagnosis test. The boundary is lost because of the flush path. Here's what happened. Remove all boundaries, strips existing boundary. Pre-patch fresh boundary inserted in an exchange. Pre-patch comp replace content overwrites the entire exchange with cumulative text. Boundary from step 2 is inside the exchange region, gets replaced, and checks the original document has boundary, reinserts if so. The boundary only survives if step 4 fires. If the original document had no boundary, first flush, step 4 skips and is permanently lost. Remove all boundaries is not code block aware. Use simple line scan, and the pre-patch post-patch boundary dance is wasteful for replace mode. It should skip boundary management entirely when mode is replaced. Like what? But the mode does not replace. The mode is append. Patch equals append. So we are in we currently have Hopefully it picks that up and doesn't mess everything up even more. Alright, test. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes. I think we should just use CODT. Like I don't know why it let me talk me into getting away from CODT, but I think that's also what messed things up too, was it kind of talked me into simplifying things, but that, well, I don't know, because I started this today, so maybe yesterday was when it went down the wrong path, the wrong architectural path. So I was writing an inline prompt response committed. Then the exchange was just correct here. The was patch. It's correct exchange at the cursor location. You can see the current state. Def. This happened. Okay, so why not? I think this got lost, and let's keep on tracking the document head in only the context state, storing only the document head. Okay. So I'm not sure about these new pendings. I'm looking at these pendings over here, and it seems like we have some new ones, like a bunch of new ones, and I wonder if we are tracking. Yes, we are. We're tracking it. Okay, so I guess we're tracking it. So this is a little different because we have a agent pending, and I also have like another one, another component, which I think is like status, agent status, which has more of the long-term things, and pending is for this session. So I'm going to have like, maybe, I don't know if I should rename this stuff, but let's have a status here just to kind of separate out what is current versus what is like new, like what is going to be later. So I moved the long term to-dos into, maybe I should call this to-do. Into agent to-do. So agent pending has what has, has the list of, maybe we should call it staging, list of items to be done for this session. So this is alpha software, so we're still playing around with the names a lot too. So I still haven't figured out a lot of the workflow stuff in the human machine interface. Man, this is a long session. So yeah, this is going to be more work. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish all this by I might need to take more breaks, or maybe make this like a multi-part thing. Because, yeah, I may have messed up the latest release, and we should definitely get a fix out. So maybe we should just do that first, and then the rest of this stuff can be done in subsequent releases. But maybe we should also get all this fixed, because we really did, wow, this skill really did a lot of lifting for us, but unfortunately the skill is not fully deterministic and is more of a guideline rather than a rule. So I mean, it's a pretty strong rule, or strong guideline, sorry, but and it's mostly, you know, it's effectively a rule, but sometimes it, well, it didn't always run. I think that was the problem. And this is kind of upstream to the plugin binary because it calls the plugin binary. It's different commands. So all the commands should have the logic. So I think that's kind of what we have a heuristic in here somewhere to state that. But it was like a design principle or something. Yeah. So I wonder where this thing is located. Do we have copies of this, or? I don't know, man. Shoot. Spec. It's in spec MD. So agent doc spec should have this design principle in there. Oh my god. You. Okay, I'm going to cheat here just for my own sanity because we're going to fix this. We're definitely going to fix this, and I just can't deal with this anymore. Oh shoot. What I should have done. Okay. I'm going to cut this, and let's just bring us back to some sanity here. So this plugin, we need to fix our plugin, but I think if, you know, I'm not really sure why exactly our plugin's misbehaving. So let's bring this back to, so pending to do split, okay, acknowledged, okay. So note, I'm gonna throw in a note here. Note that I intervened with the plugin moving the committed response patch to the cursor for my own sanity. Please fix the plugin to not move the committed response patch to the cursor ASAP. All right. So we got this snowball fix, change, new tests. Okay. We got new tests, 3 new tests. Remove all boundaries. Okay. Context tracking. I should also say that, well, maybe I don't need to express that it also removed the boundary, because if we just remove that behavior, maybe it'll just act correctly. So I'm just going to let it slide for now. Context tracking. Agreed on head-only context. Agent.diff command is an implementation path outputs only. Okay. So pending to do split boundary, split verification. Agrees only in the head last snapshot. Compact diff instead of head plus full snapshot. This keeps only one version. Okay, good. We did that. Okay. Wait, so is this implemented? I guess so we agree. Have you implemented this? Have you implemented this? Have you implemented this? All right, so pending to do split, fix verification acknowledged. Pending is now session scoped. To do's longer term backlog. I've cleaned up the pending to remove the duplicated long-term items. Okay. Okay, let me see like what is the appropriate names for in-session items versus long-term items. Bonus. So I don't know if I should say bonus points, but it would also be great if, well, no, maybe if I just had like one long-term list. We should have in session and long-term items. So is agent tending for in session and agent to do for long-term ideal. You know, I would like to have it be named agent in session, agent session, and agent roadmap would be a better set of names. I think so. All right, boundary fix verified working. The write log from this cycle shows pre-patch boundary inserted at the end of the exchange, reinsert boundary at the end of the exchange, reinsertion message Snowball fix works. The boundary is now unconditionally reinserted for template ducks. Well, I don't think so yet. My own sanity. The plugin removed the boundary when it moved the response patch. This is a banger of a session. We got a marathon going on this. Man, yeah. So this is, I feel like we're kind of hitting an inflection point of like first of all, it would have taken me a while to implement the CRDT fully, but I kind of feel like sometimes we hit this inflection point of this would probably be faster to hand edit a lot of this stuff, just to be fully intentional, but maybe not, because if we had to do a bunch of refactoring and then, you know, we're kind of testing as well, you know, so I think as long as we can get the language in sync, we get our expression and our intention aligned with the LLM, then we should be fast at developing this and making changes and making refactorings even. But we also have slop, the slop factor, which, you know, a lot of times we would do like full on like refactorings, you know, like let's say we were doing this by hand, we would spend like a few days or a day or two or a few hours to, you know, well, I guess it could be short. It could be like a few minutes up to a day, up until multiple days refactoring. So we have the tooling to remove the slop if we can express how to do it. But part of that expression means having a good feel for the code base. And that means actually going into the code, which I'm not really doing. So that is a big part of it. But we seem to be doing okay. Like I'm like looking at these, and the functions from a small level, from an eyeball scan test. Okay, this one may be a little gnarly, but it's not too bad. Doesn't seem too bad. Of course, I'm not really going line by line with the fine-tooth comb here, but we're functioning, at least. We're not like completely like, and we're like recovering too. Like, this was a pretty big change that touched multiple, like workflows, multiple commands, and we kind of fixed it. Like, all things considered, we're doing okay. And we even hit that you're right context issue that people seem to have, that, and we're doing okay with that. We're just, in fact, we use that chaos as leverage to locate this issue in the first place. So, I guess the problem is why did the issue even occur? Which, yes, had we done enough forward analysis and design, maybe we probably would have caught it earlier on before we even implemented it. So there's that. So maybe it makes sense to iterate on the flow, the workflow, and to realize, okay, hey, we have two distinct paths here. We have the binary path and we have the skill path, or the context path. And can we create a high level design from that, like either with a spec file, and can we iterate on that, and can we simulate it somehow? Can we test our ideas using some form of formal verification, or maybe it can be informal verification, but some sort of prototyping? Can we test that somehow so we don't have to deal with so much implementation? But the nice thing is we're working with Rust. It doesn't seem like it's creating too much slop. I mean, this doesn't seem too bad. Like, I'm not paying any attention to this. And just from the eyeball test, it seems okay. I mean, I'm not saying it's like the most absolute beautiful code in the world, but function is kind of long. Oops, merge. How big is merge here? This is merge. This is like a pretty critical thing, and it's like it's not even 200 lines. So yeah, I mean, that's within reason. I mean, yeah, ideally I mean, listen to some people and it should only be 5 lines, but I'm not one of those people. I'm not a clean code guy, so, but maybe clean code is effective with LLMs too. It's but maybe not. Maybe you just got too many functions to deal with, but maybe you have the amount of precision that you need. So it'd be kind of interesting to see. Maybe it's just an experiment. Maybe I should try clean code as an experiment. All right, so we fixed and installed 2 changes. We did the fix. Post-patch reinsertion and checking. Original had binary, is some content-based, unconditionally reinserting for any template doc with the exchange component with no boundary at their patching. This breaks the snowball, even though the person's like, okay, so let's understand this. This seems important. Change the post-patch binary reinsertion checking is some to unconditionally. Okay, so we always want to reinsert. Good. Okay. I mean, this bug could have happened with hand coding too. I mean, let's be real. It's, especially under time pressure, and you're just trying to do one feature or whatever, being really incremental. This could have happened. If you're like, you just want to get stuff done, and you're not exactly fully engaged with the architecture as you're getting things done, which is not easy. It's not something that all developers are able to master. You could have had this issue with hand coding. It largely depends on somebody's ability to always like keep the architecture in mind as you're hand coding. So, like, I don't feel like this is like a major L for LLMs. This is a major loss. This is something that is within reason, and I'm not saying that like it's not desirable. We can always improve, but I feel like we also do have a way of improving here too. It's just it feels like we can get into specificity or at least some form of feedback. And yeah, we're kind of using like a temporal, like, implement, test, dog food. We're always testing, and we just kind of shake out the bugs. We play whack-a-mole a bit to force out the bugs, and then we fix them. And that's a legit way of going. But at some point, it would be great to iterate on the formal design. So yeah, but that's, anyways, that has been like a pipe dream in software development for a long time, and some people actually do it. So not exactly a pipe dream, but it's been like a holy grail for a long time, but hard to do. And maybe it's more possible now because we have LLMs. We have agent docs. So anyways, now it uses find code ranges to skip boundary markers inside fence. Okay, consistency. Previously it's stripped all boundary looking lines regardless of context. Okay. 3 tests results. Okay, so are we using the I'm just forgetting this term a lot, man. Like AST, the abstract syntax tree. Are we using the AST to locate? Are we using the AST or regexes? Okay, context tracking. Agreed on head only context. Okay, it outputs, it keeps only. Yes. So have we implemented this? Well, what's the answer? What's the answer? Okay. To do split acknowledged. Okay. All right. So cursor fix naming. Okay. So both. Why is this fix? Okay. Priority chain. Why this fixes the cursor issue. Both now match. Consume old boundary. Insert response. Reinsert new boundary at end. I think I'm at the jet soon. Wife and kid is home, so without a boundary RPC catch, so like it fell into the carrot based insertion. Both fixes snowball plus reinsertion boundary will always be present. Hopefully it'll always be present. You never know. You can always delete it. Well, we cannot assume the user, the human, or another process can always delete the boundary. Robustness would be nice, or need robustness. Okay, fell through carrot base position. Robustness as a fallback. Use git history to find the position to the boundary to reinsert. Move, insert right before the close of of agent exchange. Okay. All right. So we install. Okay. Okay. 210. Okay. I guess I need to install this now. 210. What do we have? We already have 210. So please increment version, but increment version. I'll oblige though and install 210 just to not have to deal with problems. I might not have wanted to do signed. I don't know if I installed it properly. I should have done unsigned. Let me just do it unsigned just to be extra sure. You cannot assume. Okay, we cannot assume. Okay, right. So component naming. Both sets work. My recommendation. Pending to-do session work items. Session roadmap, current session. More semantic, simple, familiar. Okay, so let's just make these aliases. Let's make these aliases. Okay, so, oh wow, keeping it adding to-dos lowest friction. Session roadmap but might feel heavy. Yeah, I guess you're right. I do like the semantic version, but session, yeah, pending and to-do, yeah, I don't. Well, I do prefer. So I would say I prefer roadmap over to-do since we haven't. I guess. Yeah. But let's. Yeah. I guess session versus pending. You know, we could do pending and roadmap or pending and to-do. That kind of makes sense, actually. Session work items, current session, backlog. Okay, yeah, I guess we'll just leave it at that. And I don't know if maybe we should keep session for something else if pending is really what we want. Pending and to do. Like, I guess I could be down with that. To do, yeah, I guess to do could be longer term versus pending. So, I guess, since we already use pending and keeping it and adding to do, it's always okay. So sure, let's do that. We can always add more semantic precision later. That I mean, I don't. I mean, is okay. So sure, right? Well, is there a risk of pending and to do shadowing another usage of another component use case for those names? Hopefully you understands that. Basically, I just want to make sure that pending and to do won't be used for a component in the future that does something different. Maybe I should clarify. Would pending or to do be used for a component that does something different? Okay. From its current. We're planning to do be a ideal name, be the best name for a component that does something different from what it's doing from its current behavior. Okay. Agent.diff not. This is the next priority. Design is ready for discussion. Binary command output structure diff between current snapshot. Okay, so this is our yes. Okay. Oh shoot. Please fix. Okay, so yeah, implement. Okay, let's just start this run. So yeah, I don't think this was really a mechanical, like the work tree wouldn't have like made it better for us. Probably it was just a upstream architectural decision that I don't think either I didn't pay attention to the design, or it just did it without me knowing. It probably expressed it and I just glazed over the implementation and the skill and just didn't understand the implications. So all right, my daughter's coming, so let's see, I should yeah, I got a jet, so let's just pick this up and maybe I'll just make like a several part series, or I don't know, because this is getting long. Anyways, ciao till next time, hopefully soon. All right, peace.